Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another DC deck building unboxing of sorts. So as you can see from the video, we're going to go over the promo cards. I'm going to show off all of the current promo cards that at least I have. So there might be some I'm missing, but I think I have all of them. Kind of. And I'll go over that in just a moment. But before we hop into the promos, the other thing I want to talk about in this video that also kind of details to some of the promo cards is reprinted cards. So if you bought the original DC deck building game right from the initial get-go, we'll just go ahead and look at some of the cards here. You'll see they had the old style logo that they were using at the time. So up in the top corner here of the flash, we have the DC where it's kind of like a flap panel. They have since updated that to all the more modern sets now use the circle DC logo. So if you owned one of the older sets, you had the old logo. If you got the new one, then you'd have all the newer ones or any of the current sets. So the sets that did not, sets that still had the old logo were the original 4 base games, Heroes Unite, Teen Titans, and Forever Evil, as well as Crisis sets 1 through 3, and then the Joker vs. Batman Rivals, and the expansion packs, or crossover packs. I think it went up through, it goes up through Robes, up through set 5. All had the old logo before they finally switched over to the new one. So now, as they're reprinting older sets, if you buy them, you will get the newer logo. Now, am I saying, hey, rebuy all your sets for the brand new logo? No. They'll play just fine. That's the only distinction. The backs are always still the same. It's still the Cryptozoic symbol. So that's the only one of the only big differences in there. The other big differences. Heroes United now also has a little disclaimer on the bottom now as well. So the original set didn't. So if I grab, so like this is plastic managed from the original set. It did not have the indicator on the bottom that was from that set. So trying to tell apart the base set from the original set was kind of a pain, or from the second set. The only way to do it was the original set said 2012, and then Heroes United said 2013. So if you mix these together and then you're trying to pull them back apart, it was kind of annoying, because I'm starting with Forever Evil, which is the 3rd set, then they started putting their thing on there. Even Joker and Batman had it on there, 2014. So it's just the first 2 sets they didn't have the set identifier on there, so it was almost impossible to separate those two. I mean, it wasn't impossible. So yeah, if you're looking to have that little upgrade, there might be a reason to rebuy Heroes United, but not the base game for that reason. The other thing they did, and this is very minor, but it might make all the difference to some people depending on who you are, is they changed the text on some of the cards. But all of the ones they changed, they're very superficial. So here, the ones sleeved are the original versions. Oh, I got some bad lighting here. Alright, there we go. So here's Suicide Squad from the original. And let me grab... Sorry. Should have planned this better. We'll grab my other one. Turn this a bit more. I could glare from the sweep. So there's Suicide Squad from the updated base game. So the one big difference on all of the newer stuff is they changed the, besides the logos, they just changed the information on the bottom from saying DC Universe and all related characters, elements are trademark copies of DC Comics, to just saying all DC characters and elements are copyrighted. They just shortened it up a bit. Again, that doesn't affect gameplay or anything at all. But then the other thing they did is they changed a lot of the times where it says, if it's talking about a player, instead of saying his hand, they said their hand. They just took out the, lots of games that do he or she in there. This game just decided to now switch it to they or theirs, for any time they're referring to a player. Now, that's only if they're referring to a player. If they're referring to a character on the card, they will still reference the correct gender on the card. So, like Solomon Grundy here says, when you buy your game, you may put him on top of your deck because you are referring, him refers to Solomon Grundy. But when it's referring to a player, they change them to being they, their, them, as just objective pronouns, because, that way you're not just assuming a boy or girl is playing it. So it's a very minor distinction. Again, it does not affect gameplay at all. They did the same thing here as Starro. Sorry, that's not to go with Starro. The other change they did was for something like Starro, is if there's a thing that it says attack each foe discards the top card of the deck, you may play each non-location discard this way, to saying play all non-carded. So there are plenty of cards in the game that have may or optional effects. Hey, you may do this instead of doing this, or you may do this instead of doing this. I think like Batmobile. Here we go, like Cape and Cowl, like a defense. You may discard this to lane attack. If you do, draw 2 cards. So you don't have to use the defense ability. Or actually, the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Or here we go, like Aquaman here even has. Aquaman's trying. You may put 1 card you buy or gain this turn on top of your deck. You do not have to. It's an optional effect. But they changed ones like this where it's telling you to do something like this. You have to do it. Usually it has to deal with like revealing a card and then playing it. So they just kind of forced you into having to do that. There was another one that did that as well. Would be X-Ray Vision did that as well. So it says each time the foe reveals the top card of the deck, you may play one of the non-location cards, and then it says choose a non-location card revealed this way and put it into play. It's forcing you to do that instead of giving you the option. So those 2 cards all changed. Otherwise, the other couple of cards that changed in the game were Harley Quinn. Changed again the his deck to their deck. And then the last card change was the Joker, which says from his hand to their hand. Those are the only 5 card changes that happened in the entire base game. Now, I haven't went through Heroes United or Teen Titans or Forever Evil or any of the other sets to see what little minor changes they did, but that's the type of gameplay changes. They didn't alter or errata any cards, as far as I know. They just went through and said, hey, we're changing the pronoun thing, and we're changing some gameplay things that instead of it saying you may do this, you're forcing you to do it, which I get that could be a very big gameplay thing, but that's the whole point of the card. It was meant to be you have to do this. So they just reworded it. Alright, so that is what we have for those. If you decide to rebuy these, just another thing to show off here. If you decide to repurchase stuff, during the Injustice Kickstarter, you were able to pick up the Multiverse editions. Now, I don't know if these... I don't know, as far as I know, I should say, I don't think these are going to hit... definitely probably not hit retail, but they might end up, if they had extras left over, they might end up on Cryptozoic's website, if you want to buy them. All as they are is the oversized cards. This is the Heroes United, and then it's whatever cards were in the set. It has no box, nothing else. Does not come with a rule book. The idea was for people that were buying in the campaign, that were buying the big giant multiverse boxes, that I gotta pick up all the older sets. They released these 6 older base games up through Dark Knight's Metal in these big giant boxes that you could pick up like this, and then you could just then put them right in your multiverse box without having to have all the extra other components and stuff. So yeah, you might see these, or if you see these, just in case you see these picked up on eBay or a secondhand market or see them in the store, that's what's in there. It's just usually like 2 decks of cards. wrapped up, and then the oversized cards. I would imagine, I don't think any of these came with tokens. I don't think they have tokens in there. But that's what those are. Just in case you see these guys floating around, that's all of they are. Alright, then let's look at some promo cards. So I did mention there was differences in the promo cards. So this is the original Gotham City Docs. And then, in the Injustice campaign, they also had a pack to rebuy all the older promo cards. So, it was called the Anniversary Promo Pack. So, again, these might show up like somewhere eBay or reused. And what that did was it reprinted the first bunch of promo cards. So, here is the Gotham City Docs, is the new one. Again, it has the updated logo, so that might be one reason why people might want to pick these up, so they all have the same logo, same set. But they also have the little word reprint on the bottom. And that's just to show in case someone's trying to collect every single card ever available, they know that they're now going to have to pick up the reprinted or the regular, and it's kind of help not devalue the original cards. Just so that, yeah, someone has the original version, like, I still have the original one that I got back in 2014, versus this is the reprint from 2022. So there's that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and we're going to look at all of the promo cards. Now, typically, how these all worked was, there was one associated with each set, and the logos kind of match on the bottom. It was usually like a pre-release version. So like if you had bought, like if you bought Forever Evil when it first came out, you got there would have been on the box would have said, "Hey, first edition," and first edition promo, and you would have had that card in there. So like as they reprint these, those won't be in the boxes. So keep an eye out for that if you are looking to purchase a box and hope to get one of the old promos in there. Or if you're picking these up separate, keep in mind if it says reprint or not. I would be very wary on regular websites just showing off. eBay, people usually take pictures of the physical cards they have, so there you can tell. But if you go to like some other random secondhand site and they're just showing like a list of like a pre-generated picture of promo cards, I would definitely ask to make sure you know which ones you're getting, or if you're rebuying a box, make sure you know if you're getting the old version or the new updated version. Now, it just has the logo to show which one, so we also had a Gypsy on here, which has the set for that. I'm actually going to read through these cards while we're at it, while I was looking at all these. So, Gotham City Docs is a location. Ongoing, once during each of your turns, you may put a cost for 6 or less from the lineup at the bottom of the main deck. If you do, replace it. We had Gypsy. I don't remember what every one of these sets go with. You can go online, Board Game Geek, you can look it up, they'll tell you. Or I'll try and post, I'll post a link in the description of this video, which sets they all belong with, just in case you're wondering for that too. Ongoing, when this card rotates upright, you draw a card, and this card gains a card type of your choice. Each time you play a card that shares a card type with this card, rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. We have Forager. This one does like the New God set, who has New Genesis Protector 2, +1 power. Destroy a card in the lineup and replace it. If you have 9+ power, gain a card from the destroyed pile. Clayface. Is a villain. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Discard all cards at the highest cost revealed this way, then draw the rest. So those were all the small ones we had, and then we had a bunch of the oversized hero cards. So we had Martian Manhunter, so this was from the base game. If you play 2 or more villains on your turn, gain 3 power. If you play 2 or more heroes, gain 3 power. Starfire, who is from Heroes United, so these ones are kind of more in order. Once during each of your turns, if there are no superpowers in the lineup, draw a card. Skitter from Teen Titans. Or around that time. I don't remember which ones came in. Some came in boxes, some were just released separately. Once during each of your turns, if you control 4 different cards at the cost of 1, 2, or 3, +3 power. The 4 not all need to be the same cost. We have Kid Flash. Whenever you buy or gain a card, you may add your top card of the main deck to the lineup. Joker. Once during each of your turns, you may destroy a villain. You have played this turn. If you do, draw a card, attack each foe, gains a weakness. Vixen. Once during each of your turns, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a hero, +2 power. A villain, destroy a card in your hand. An equipment, you pay 3 less to defeat a supervillain this turn, and your superpower, draw a card. And we have Bane. If this is the first card you play during each of your turns, it has a cost of 1 or greater, you may destroy it. If you do, +2 power. Black Lightning. Discard X cards. Put your cards with X cards from your discard pile into your hand. Gorilla Grodd, the Ninja Batman set. Once during each of your turns, you may discard a card. If you do, play a card in the lineup with a cost of 1 or higher, return it at the end of the turn. And then finally, Deathstroke from Dark Knight's Metal. Once per turn, we destroy a card, draw a card. So again, these were, sorry, there's a little bit of glare up at the top corner there. These were from part of the anniversary promo pack where they re-released all of the pre-existing promos up until the stuff they had just recently came out within the last year. So like Dark Knight's Metal is the last one, but they re-released some other different promos. So I'm going to go over those guys quick. These were new promos that came out afterwards that weren't included. That's why they're foiled. Not foiled, they're sleeved because they were part of my collection. So we had Zatanna Zatara. Gain the top card of the main deck. Choose up to 3 cards in your discard pile. Put one of them on top of your deck, the rest on the bottom. First appearance attack. Each player gains a weakness or a superpower in the lineups. This is one you get a fight against. Then we have the Red Lantern Spectre, who's an impossible mode supervillain. So now, these guys were part of, not Zatanna, but the rest of these were part of the Crisis re-release. So they re-released Crisis sets 1 and 2 together as an updated box set, and these were the initial release promos. So like, again, as the first printings get done, these won't be included, but you can buy these separately on the Cryptozoic website. It has +3 power. Each foe gains a weakness for each attack card in their discard pile. Stack ongoing. When an attack enters or leaves the lineup, resolve its attack against each player. And first appearance attack. Each player puts an attack card from the destroyed pile in the lineup. We could have gotten Reverse Splash. +3 power, draw a card. Each time you gain 1 or more VP this turn, draw a card. First appearance attack. Each player discards all cards with VP greater 1 value or greater. Draw a card for each card discarded this way. And then we got Black Racer, who's Apocalypse Protector 3. This is a nice counterpoint to Forager, because that equals out back the number of Apocalypse and New God Protectors. +4 power. If you have 9+ power, destroy any number of cards in a lineup, refill the lineup. And then the final one was White Lantern Sinestro. For a hero for Crisis version. Each time you destroy a card, you may discard up to 2 cards. If you do, gain the destroyed card and put it in your hand. So it's kind of neat. So you can destroy. And this has the new foil effect they have on the cards, which is a little love or hate between people. I like the fact that it's not the entire card. I love that as a foil design. That's mainly just Sinestro in his white suit. And some of the blasts on the side. This one seems to be going alright. Some of the foils tend to fold a little bit. But I guess, I got lucky there. Alright, so that was all of the current promos up to the time with Injustice. Then we also got some... Oh, wait, we missed one. We missed one of the ones from the original pack. We missed Felix Faust. He got trapped below everything. So this is part of the anniversary, one of the first promos that came out. They put a card of each different cost of 0 to 8 from your discard pile in your hand. First appearance attack. Set 1 card in your hand in front of you. Then pass the remaining card, each remaining card in your hand to the player on your left. Repeat this process when no cards remain in the player's hand. That's a fun effect. Alright. That's again one of the reprint versions. Now, I do have, for the sake of it, I do have a lot of these characters as regular non-reprint versions. I just didn't have all of them, which is why I rebought them. Because personally, for me, I would rather have the little reprint symbol on there, but have the card, than not have the card at all. As a collector, for me, I'm not worried about having every single version of a card. I just want a copy of each card. I know that some people are different. So another promo pack that came out in the Injustice available is the Nemesis promo pack. So again, I don't know if this will be available as a full pack later on Cryptozoic's website, or if they'll release these all individual and you have to buy each one separately. But just in case you do see this maybe floating around on the secondhand market, these are the cards that are in there. So the Nemesis are what they're basically calling the superheroes or supervillains that you fight. And they just generalize it into a central term after all these years. So we get Raven. Reveal the top card of your main deck. If it has a cost of 4 or less, gain it and put it in your hand. Otherwise, you may destroy cards in your deck. This card starts on top of the superhero stack. So this is kind of fun because it gives you an alternate card for starting out with. We can get Starfire. +3 power. Each time you play a different superpower this turn, reveal the top card of your deck, draw it, or destroy it. First appearance attack. Each player reveals the top card of their deck, destroys it, or passes it to the discard pile of the foe of their choice. Then we have Hawk Girl. You may play up to 2 attack cards from the lineup. If you choose not to, gain +3 power. First appearance attack. Each player destroys a card with a cost of 1 or greater in their hand, unless they reveal an attack card from their hand. Then we're going to get some villain versions. We have Red Hood, +3 power, and each time you play an equipment this turn, you may destroy a card in the lineup. If you do, draw a card. First appearance attack. Each player destroys a hero or villain in their discard pile. And King Shark. +3 power, you may destroy a card in your hand. If you do, gain 3 VP equal to the cost of the destroyed card. First appearance attack. Each player destroys the highest cost card in your hand or discard pile and gains VP equal to the destroyed cards. Now, these aren't, like some of the other promos, these aren't specifically linked to a set, but you can kind of see what the theming is. Like King Shark probably goes with like maybe the Rogue set or the Forever Evil set because it's obviously the villain. VP. Actually, shouldn't go with them. It should be actually the opposite because you're playing as a hero against them, but they have the VP abilities. They're kind of neat. So yeah, so there's 5 extra cards you can get. The other bonus pack that we could have gotten, and as you'll notice, these don't say reprint because these are the first edition, so it's not unimaginable that they might reprint all these in the later. The other special pack we got during the Injustice Kickstarter was the character promo pack. So this is going to give us some brand new characters to play as that haven't been available. We have Green Lantern Jessica Cruz. At the start of your turn, if there are 4 or more cards with different types in your discard pile, draw a card. So I think we overall should have 4 different Green Lanterns we can play as? Or different Lanterns? I'll have to look that up. It'd be kind of interesting. We could play as Lobo, everyone's favorite. I guess he's considered a super villain. Let's see if I can get my... There we go. I just got a glare. Let me just slide these cards out of the background. Just so we don't have a distraction. There we go. At the start of your turn, add your top card of the main deck to the lineup. If you buy that card this turn, you may destroy a vulnerability or weakness in your hand or discard pile. That's a fun, oversized character. Solomon Grundy. Discard a punch. You may put any cards you gain this turn on top of your deck. Or we have Supergirl. Once per turn, if you played a hero and a superpower card this turn, put a different superpower from your discard pile in your hand. That's neat. I would imagine that by different, they mean not specifically the one you played, not that title card. So example, like if I played it's like I played a Batman and an X-Ray superpower card. I could play a different X-Ray if I had a second one in my discard pile. I just can't replay the one I just played. So you're not recycling the same one over and over. That could probably end up with some infinitely broken combos, though. Alright, so then the last 4 promo cards I want to go over are stuff that came with the Injustice box set. So now, again, like most of these, I'm just going to have to assume they're going to release these, I'm assuming these are like the first edition versions, and that they will release these later on. But I don't know for sure. So let's look at what we have. First of all, we have a Beast Boy as a superhero. Because I don't list them as Kickstarter exclusives. So I'm assuming they're just the promo cards that would have came essentially like if you bought in the first edition set. So we have Beast Boy as dry card. You may put your deck into your discard pile, then discard any number of cards. For each card discarded this way, put a different card of the same type and cost 6 or less from your discard into your hand. First appearance attack, discard 2 cards with cost 1 or greater. Okay, so now we have 3 of the Titans at least. As we just had Raven and Starfire in the other set, so we could almost make a deck where you could fight against the Teen Titans, which is kind of fun. We do have another oversized card. We have the Batman Who Laughs. You may gain a weakness card from the destroyed pile. At the start of your turn, you may gain a weakness. If you do, play the top card of your main deck, then destroy it. So this also has a foil, but now this is everything but him is foiled, and you can see it starting to bend. I know that some people have had an issue with this, and I think part of this is because they did a lot more foil on here than the Green Lantern. They foiled the entire back of the card, and I'm sure like whatever sheen to cover that's probably over that card as well. So it's, I that's just the way they get. When they did a little bit of foil, I think it was fine, but when they do a big ton of foil, it's going to kind of fold it a bit. Then the next one we have for Injustice. Now this one does specify Injustice on the bottom. And I don't know if they did that. It's the only promo card that specifies a set. And I don't know if they did that for the sake of it because it came in the box and it's exclusive to that box or the Kickstarter. Or if they did it so you knew that it's supposed to be used for that game because it has the special effects. Because it has the charge meter and it has its own linked card. So it says each time you play a villain, put a card at a cost of 0 from your discard pile in your hand. Discard 2 cards, charge your meter. So if you're playing any game, any mode outside of Injustice, the whole charge your meter part wouldn't work. And then for charging your meter, he gets his super move, Sinestro's Might. +2 power, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each villain you control in your discard pile. So it's supposed to work to charge your meter, get up to 5, you can then spend this ability. That's how the Injustice cards work. So I don't know for sure if that's going to be available elsewhere, or if they just linked it like that to be, just so you know that, hey, this is used for the Injustice version of the game. I just realized I needed to double check the Flash set to make sure there was no promo cards in there. I don't think there was. But I would rather double check than say that and be wrong, and then missing out one promo card out of all the sets. Kickstarter. There was one promo card. Alright, and then this was the promo card that came with the Flash versus Reverse Flash rival set, so rival pack number 5. And again, they included the set on there, so I don't know if that's something they're going forward with the promo cards, which why they didn't do it when they reprinted them, I don't know. Or if it's just, again, because it has the Flash symbol specifically on there, versus the other cards don't have anything that indicates they have to be used with that set. So we got Central City PD. Ongoing, at the start of your turn, you may add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. If you do, pay 1 less to buy that card this turn. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Alright, that's what we have for all the different promo cards, at least as up to now. The only ones I know off the top of my head I'm missing are convention exclusive cards, which were usually, I know like there's one location that was a like convention center, and I think there was one hero card that was oversized hero card that was a like convention promoter. So they literally say convention or mention a convention on the card somewhere. And those I think are not specific to the DC game. I think they're broad enough to be used in any single Cryptozoic deck building game. You know, whether it be Cartoon Network, Rick and Morty, Lord of the Rings, NHL, Naruto. They might be, I think they're kind of designed, because there are some that were released at one convention for this set, one release for that. I don't own them because they were handed out to literally people that worked at the convention, and they're not based on this game, so I wasn't worried about hunting them down. Alright, that's what I got. If you guys have questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see what I can do to answer them. See you later. Bye.